Welcome to the Wellnest Mamas podcast. We are committed to leading a sustainable lifestyle and making community connections. In a world where stress and chaos seem to be the norm, finding balance and fostering a sense of true well-being is essential.
Whether you are just beginning your holistic wellness journey or are already deeply dedicated to the practice, this podcast is for you. Join the Wellnest Mamas as we uncover the secrets to holistic wellness and discover the power of building a healthy community that supports and uplifts one another.
Sit back, relax, and get ready to embark on a transformative journey to leading a sustainably healthy lifestyle. We're glad you're here.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Steph.
I'm Caitlin.
And we are back for the 2025 season of Wellnest Mamas podcast.
Woo! Got our trophies in the house, please.
In the house,
if you can visualize this. If you were just listening, there are two really awesome trophies that Steph and I earned last November at the podcast festival. So
cool.
We're excited. You're on an award-winning podcast.
Yes! I am honored.
Today we have Amanda Young with us, and she's from A Rooted Body.
Yes.
Amanda, I am so excited to tell people about all the cool stuff that you're doing. Amanda actually came into the shop and gave us a whirl on her little thingamajig, and it was really, really enlightening. So I'd love to hear, like, how did you get into this? Like, where did you start from?
So, I feel like everybody always has kind of history. And so when you go through a lot of health issues, I feel like you either go one path of you go really, really down and you're like, well, this is my life. Or you're like, there's got to be something better. And I found myself in a situation in my life where I was thinking, there has to be something better. And I got really tired of society telling me, well, you should do this, you should do this, this is the vitamin you should take, this is the diet that you should be on. And so I went on my own health journey, and throughout several years I decided to get my own education in naturopath and holistic medicine. I also got yoga certified, so I've been teaching yoga for almost 20 years now. And so that's how I got to where I am now, because I just thought I can't be the only person on the planet that's like, there has to be something else besides what society says. So that's me in a nutshell, where I got to where I'm at.
That's incredible.
Yeah. And what is it? I mean, you naturopathic, but what do you do?
So what I do is I see everybody. I mostly see women. Men are not as open to a lot of things, but I do have several men clients, and I do see kids. But what I do is I really try to teach people. And my philosophy is I want to teach you to listen to your body, because every body is made different. So what I'm able to do is to give information based on a scan. So there's something called muscle testing. We have electricity that runs through our body. And so what I'm able to do is take the scan with muscle testing, and it reads the electrical impulses that runs through your body. And our body is able to communicate with us through my little scanner. And I'll just kind of hold it up. It's just like this. It's not electrical shock. Okay. So I always joke with people about that. You just hold your hand on it. It takes about 10 to 12 minutes, but it just is able to read your body. And so my goal with that, and through gathering information, like rather than when you see your doctor and you fill out an intake form and they say, well, how do you feel and all that? My questions are more like, how much sunshine do you get every day? How many medications are you on? What supplements do you take? Do you what kind of activity do you have? How much water do you drink?
Wow. I've never had a doctor ask me that.
So we talk a lot about that. And a big part of what I do, I'm not a counselor, is we talk a lot about emotions. And that really goes into like really what I help people with is just like, let's take all this information and let's put together something that you can do. And let's make it easy, because if it's hard, we women know our lives are really busy. So if we're trying to do something that's really hard and not fitting into our schedule, we're never going to do it. I mean, maybe some of you out there are those people. I'm not that person. If it's hard, I'm not going to fit it into my schedule, because we women put ourselves way low on the totem pole as far as self-care. So my goal is to let's make it easy. Let's let you see the results rather than, okay, I'll see you back in 6 months. We'll draw your blood and good luck.
Oh, man.
Wow. I hate the good luck.
Yeah.
It's like, no good luck.
That's incredible. So what sort of services do you offer the community?
Okay. So what I'm really just really based about education. So I offer appointments. I'm one of the more affordable ones, and I want to kind of elaborate on that. So there are amazing functional medicine doctors around here and alternative medicine doctors, and it's an amazing community. I'm able to cut my costs because I'm mobile. So rather than charging you $300, $400, $500, I charge you $65 for an hour, and that includes everything but your supplements. And so because I'm mobile, I'm able to meet people in coffee shops, and I'm able to kind of take that clinic ideology away to like, let's just have a conversation. Let's hang out. Let's talk about you for an hour. I don't know any doctors that you get to sit with for an hour that asks you questions about what's going on in your life. What's up?
Your hour-long appointment is 25 seconds.
Right. You'll be there for an hour, but you only get 5 minutes with the doctor.
Right.
You sit in the office and the sign says, don't use your cell phone, and you're scrolling.
You're listening to the Wellness Mamas podcast.
That's right. But I also like to do like educational things like this. Like I love educating people. I've also done online like webinars and things like that. So I kind of have my hands on a lot of different things, but I really just want to educate and help and give information.
Oh, that's so wonderful.
awesome.
Well, we're glad to help facilitate that. So I know it's January, big January. So I know you prepared some stuff about like detox. Can you kind of share with us kind of what your
Yeah, I'd love to. So first of all, these ladies are amazing. I know that you guys already know that, but I'm just so honored to be sitting on the couch with them today, and they are so amazing. Just love them. So just want you guys to know that. So cleansing and detoxing. So with it being January, like, you know, New Year's resolutioners, right? Like I said earlier, if it's hard, you're never going to do it. And if it's not a life change, it's not going to stick, which is why most New Year resolutions like crash, right? And we end up being super disappointed. We lose the weight, and then, oh wait, there's 25 pounds because I'm depressed that I didn't keep all my New Year's resolutions.
And it's
right?
like, yeah.
It's cookie season.
Yes. And so cleansing and detoxing. So when you come and see me in my appointment, one of the things we look at on your scan is your toxicities. So a lot of us have parasites, heavy metals, there's mold and fungus and all the things. And it's not just like, hey, yesterday you got a parasite. It's usually things that we don't realize that we live with. And so one of the myths that I feel like people think when they hear cleansing and detoxing is diarrhea.
Yes. And when I hear it, I think toilet. We're going
it's
to
elimination.
Yeah.
Right.
Get it out.
To come out.
So there's other routes?
There are so many others. So that's only a very small part of cleansing and detoxing, because we think only elimination, but actually our detox system is combined of our lymph system, our skin, our urinary system. All of that is combined, and that's how we take all of that and eliminate, if you will. And so that's one of the myths I want to dispel, is it's not about sitting on the toilet for 5 days. All right, that's not what we're going for. If you do it correctly, you shouldn't be doing that. And I want to kind of go into that a little bit later, but first, let's kind of talk about, okay, why do we need to cleanse and detox? Because one, life. Let's just talk about life, all right? So there's a lot of things in our environment, like pollution, like some of the things we eat, like do our neighbors spray their yards? There's so many things that are completely outside of our control. And when you're constantly bombarded by those things, your body accepts those as normal, except that they're not. And now our detox system, all of those things, have a hard time getting rid of it, because your body's like, well, it's been around me for so long, I'm so bogged down with it that I can't get rid of it. So that's kind of the first thing. But a toxin in and of itself, so I did bring some notes. So what is a toxin? It's a substance that interferes with your normal physiology and negatively impacts bodily functions. That's all bodily functions. So that is what a toxin is. And we all have toxins. And as y'all saw on y'all scans, like everybody has different things. Everybody
always way more than Steph, by the way.
Gold star.
Yes.
I still had plenty, let me tell you.
And we all do. And that's the thing. We all do, but you're able to see it. And that's what I love about the scan, is you can see it. It's not like me being like, well, maybe this, maybe that. I can't make it up. Like, here it is.
I'm a big data person, and I loved seeing the measurements and the scales. I was like, oh, this is my kind of lab report.
I agree. Because it's not, blood work is great. The problem with blood work, and I tell my clients this all the time, you're being measured against like 5 billion other people. This scan is you by yourself, you alone. You're not being measured against somebody else. Because what's funny is when I do see clients, they're like, well, what is everybody else? I'm like, every single person, and I've seen hundreds of people, every single scan is really different. Truth. Like, everybody's different. Everybody.
Like a fingerprint.
It is. Thank you. Yes,
Your
it is.
toxicity is like your fingerprint.
And some people just hold on to toxins a little bit more than others. It's just how your body's made.
Do you find similar pictures in people that are in the same household?
Not always.
Not always?
Not
Okay.
always. Because the body chemistry, even though it can be different. So you may have a kid that has parasites, but the adults don't, or vice versa. So no, not always.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, when it comes to like insecticides, herbicides, yes. Like things like that environmentally that you may use in your home, yes.
When you share the environment?
Yeah. Mold, if you live in kind of a moldy house, absolutely.
Okay.
But not only when it, not just parasites and stuff like that. So yeah. But so when we talk about, we talked about what a toxin is. So what does it mean to detoxify the body? All right, let's just kind of define what does that even mean? So it means lots of different things. So the first thing it means is to remove a harmful substance. So a lot of those things we just talked about, or the effects from those harmful substances, to render it harmless, to free somebody from an addictive substance, or essentially just to neutralize something. So that's what it means to actually detoxify our bodies. What is the process of detoxification? All right, big words. All right. So it's the process of bringing a toxic body back into balance by eliminating the poisons and having that have overloaded the body organs and upset the body's equilibrium. I'll spit it out here in a second. So all these toxins that we're bombarded with most of our life, they bombard the body. So what we're able to do with cleansing and detoxing is it's essentially a big reset. So a lot of people obviously want to lose weight this time of year. Like that's a big thing. But here's the thing. You can eat a salad every day and cut your calories to nothing and lose weight. But if your gut and your body is not supported or functioning or not detoxing, it's not going to do you a darn bit of good. Because if your gut sucks, it doesn't matter what you eat.
Right.
You can eat healthy all day long, but if your gut sucks, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It'll ferment and then turn into a big gassy balloon.
Right, that's so true. So those are kind of the definitions I like to talk about, and just understanding that detoxing is our bowels, our urinary, our lungs, our lymph, our skin. So those are the big detoxifiers that we do.
Okay.
Any exit point, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Any
for
way
sure.
out, it's going to come out.
Right.
somehow.
Yeah.
Right.
So if somebody says, like, I'm going to start a detox, how do you usually start that?
So when you come and see me, hopefully, it's better to do specific detoxes. There's a lot of really good whole body cleanses. I'm not saying that those are bad, but you'll probably get more results from doing, for example, a parasite cleanse, if we find that you have parasites, or a liver cleanse. If you will do more individualistic cleansing, you'll get a lot better results.
What I loved on the scan, which we talked about, was the parts of it were so far down because they were like, you can't even address this until these things are addressed. And so I'm imagining that those cleanses, if they're done in more specific orders, kind of triage through.
Correct.
Like, okay, you're bogged down in parasites and your hormone system is totally out of whack, but if you don't address this, then that's going to stay out of whack.
Right.
You can't unlock those layers until they're unlocked.
Well, and the reality is, I know everybody doesn't like this, cover your ears, but there's not a one size fits all. And there is not one pill or one capsule or one vitamin, you know, or one tonic that's going to liver, kidneys, unfortunately, that's just not going to work.
That would be too easy.
Yeah.
And so it's easier when we cleanse specific body systems.
Okay.
So us naturopaths like to say 3 to 4 times a year do a cleanse. Some people need to do it more than that because some of us just harbor toxins for whatever reason. I have a client who she constantly has to do, I think it's a liver cleanse because she has some issues with her liver. She has found that through coming to see me and several other resources, but now that she knows that, she knows exactly what she needs to do, and she feels better every time she does. She's like, oh, I'm feeling kind of crappy. I need to go ahead and do this. And that's kind of what I was talking about earlier, is like learning your body. I can't do that for you. I can't be like, I bet you feel better. You feel better? I feel like you feel better, right?
But really teaching yourself how to listen to what's happening is like the key. You can heal yourself. It's not.
Yes.
Okay. I love it.
Yes.
So I have the MTHFR genetic mutation,
Yeah.
and that makes it difficult for me to detox. What, and I'm sure I'm one of many, probably 60% of podcast listeners might be in my same boat. What would you suggest to aid in that?
Okay, so there's a lot of really awesome, because it's becoming more researched and more widely accepted, if you want to say it like that. There are so many more vitamins and things available to supplement that. So it starts in the liver, and you have to figure out which MTHFR you have, because there's 2 different kinds. And so once we kind of figure that out, then we do vitamins and supplements, and then there are specific, it's called, we either do a detox, but it's called a phase 1 or phase 2, because the liver has to detox in phase 1 or phase 2. So when we address that actually really does help. And then we what I would do is put you on a specific MTHFR supplement for your liver to help support that.
Because you need the building blocks in order to be able to. That makes sense.
Exactly. Great question. I just saw one of my clients.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was great. That's good. So I also wanted to talk about, just real quick, like one of the questions that people always ask is, well, maybe cleansing and detoxing. Why should I do this? So in case you're wondering if you need to do it, the answer is yes, 100%. Whether you choose to see me or not, and I hope you do, but they also have some really awesome stuff in their shop to help you do this as well. So make sure that you touch base with them. But when we talk about detoxing, let's just talk about food. All right. 100 years ago, our soil was a lot better. 200 years ago, our soil was a lot better. Unfortunately, we've kind of raped the land, if you will. And so a lot of the nutrients that we used to get from our fruits and our veggies, we no longer are able to get because our soil sucks. So why do we need to cleanse and detox? Because it's food versus not food. And so if you eat like crap, and you eat Little Debbie's every day. I love Little Debbie's, okay? Just saying. But if that's all you eat and you cleanse and detox, are you doing any benefit to your body? No.
Because it's like bailing out of a boat, then it keeps filling up. Yeah.
Right. So we have to think about, we cleanse because food versus not food. We're not all going to be on point 100% of the time. I don't ever expect anybody ever to do that, because I'm going to have a cookie. I'm going to have a margarita. So, but I know that, okay, now I probably need to cleanse, or I need to just, help get that out of my body. So that's one of the reasons why we cleanse, is food versus not food, because there's a lot of not food. And also, just because the FDA approves it as food, the FDA also approves additives, FYI. That's a whole other podcast.
Yeah. Let's do another one.
On what the FDA approves, because they like to put their symbol on a lot of things that are not food. But they've also approved 56 additives. It used to be that, I did this whole education thing, but in case you're wondering, like 50 years ago, the FDA said that it was okay for adults to have 26 additives a day. They've raised that to 64.
Because we're healthier now.
Because we're healthier now.
Yeah.
We're not facing
pills now.
Yes. So just FYI, just because it's labeled doesn't mean that it's healthy. Little known fact.
Yeah.
Big jump in numbers. So.
Man.
So that was kind of my spiel on just like nutrition and environment, which we talked about. So your environment's going to be air, which a lot of times we can't help unless it's in our home. Our water. So water filter, like our waters that we get, any type of filter is better than no filter. Okay. And then our bath and body products and cleaning stuff, which you need to go see them for that because everything they have is awesome and amazing. So if you're not doing that, you should. But everything that we put on our skin, like I was saying, that's part of our detox system.
Biggest organ. And if you're covered in clothes that have been washed in chemicals,
That's exactly right. And the other thing is a lot of our body products, women, I know we're like fanatical about our face and stuff like that. Like I get it. But if that's what you wear all the time, we're seeing so many hormone problems, and a lot of it is related to cleaning products and makeup and lotions and stuff like that.
We culturally are doing all the time.
Particularly, one thing that is been really like my spidey sense is deodorant.
Yes.
It's right there by your lymph nodes and your breast tissue. And if you're putting, heavy metals and stuff straight to your freshly shaved armpits, that you know what I mean?
Yes.
That's not good, guys. Let's do something better. We'll help you.
Yeah. That's when heavy metals come up on people's skin, that's usually the first thing that I ask is, are you using an aluminum-free deodorant? Because it matters.
Even natural aluminum is not a good idea either.
No.
There's some crystals out there that are just
just as bad.
Greenwashed, yeah.
But y'all have amazing stuff at your shop. But I always just tell people on that, remember there's an adjustment period. Because if you've been on X deodorant for 20 years and you switch, there will be an adjustment period. But the nice thing is if you don't like this brand, then you try this brand because everybody's body chemistry is different. Like my husband, he won't care that I tell you this. He used to sweat a lot and he didn't used to work out, but he would just sweat. And so we finally switched and it took him about 3 weeks and he no longer has profuse sweating.
Wow.
Just by switching to a regular natural deodorant.
It makes you wonder, like trying to get rid of it.
Yes.
Like, please stop.
Yes.
Stop.
Yes. So yeah.
Very interesting.
Incredible. So, what can you tell us about emotional detox?
Okay,
I would love to hear, please.
Are we ready for that?
To emotionally detox.
Okay, so we already talked about like when to detox, but also emotional detox. All right, so ladies, we're gonna deep dive in here, and guys, if you're watching, this is how you support your partner. All right, so when we cleanse and detox. Your body also stores emotions. So when you come and see me and we do a scan, one of the things that is on there is it picks up on emotions. And a lot of those emotions are stored in individual organs. So for example, a lot of people who are very angry or rageful, their liver is off balance and that's where anger gets stored. So when we cleanse and detox, know that sometimes your body also has to release the emotions that come with that. So glad you asked that. There's also something called emotional weight loss. There's a lot of us women who have tried everything to lose weight, right? But because of life, past trauma, drama, let's just say assuming past or current issues, your body will not release that weight. Why? Okay, well, let's think about why, what does fat do? Like when animals get fat, why do bears, get fat? They go hibernate, right? Fat is a protective layer. So when we gain weight, our body puts that fat because it's trying to protect us from whatever it is. So when you start to lose weight, we always go up and down like this, right? We think that that's normal. But what happens is your body has to find a new normal. And if you have like 15 pounds to lose, but you have all this drama and trauma, your body will not release that weight because it is still in that protective mode. So when we cleanse and detox, I always kind of warn people like you might have some mood swings. But what I encourage you to do is also, if you're trying to just lose weight, like counseling is great, therapy is great, but know that whatever happened when you were storing that fat in your life, 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, when your body starts to release that, believe it or not, your body does keep score. No, that's a book and stuff. When you start to release that, I've seen women like, I'm so angry. I'm like, well, let's talk about like what happened 5 years ago, 10 years ago, or I am so depressed. So it's a way of your body trying to get rid of it. You've got to get rid of it.
You have to feel it in order to let it go.
You have to feel it and process it. Absolutely. And it sucks, guys. I get it.
It does.
It sucks.
Or do hip working yoga.
Yeah. Yes. Well, and we women, we store a lot of stress in our hips as women. So I do a lot of hip work too. But so that's kind of how we cleanse from our emotions too. And it is healthy because if you don't do it, then it just sits there and you will never be completely healthy because health isn't just, hey, I look like a model, right? I know I don't. I'm just saying that.
Oh, girl, please.
It's a mental thing. It's an emotional thing. And for women especially, it's heavy on emotions and less about physical. Because I feel like once you get mental and emotional, like the physical comes because then you can feel like doing things.
Oh, you're speaking to my heart. As somebody who struggled with their weight, and I know it's all got emotional ties, but just like hearing you say that, I'm like, okay, that's the part that needs to unlock before everything else will go. Because you're right, it's like you're either too tired or you don't feel like it, but it's like that's emotion, not necessarily like health. I mean, it's all health, but
right.
It's not just lifting weights, Yeah.
Right. I mean, I see a lot of really fit women and they are emotionally not healthy. And so therefore they are not healthy.
Which can impact hormones and all the
things. all the things. But we have to kind of come back to, why do we gain weight? What does fat do? And to me, that's the science behind it and the information. When I went to school, I was like, that just makes so much sense to me.
It serves a purpose.
Because I had a really hard time losing weight up for the last couple of years. And I realized when I would, because now I get to scan myself all the time, like certain emotions would come, I'm like, I don't feel guilty, or I don't feel XYZ. And I hear that a lot from women, but I'm like, we're not necessarily looking at how you feel right now. Yeah. It was an emotion you experienced in the past. That you didn't let out. It's hard. Got stuck. I'm like, when women come see me, I will just tell you it's okay to cry. Yeah. Because this is you, and this is you on paper, and I can't sit there. I don't know you, so I can't sit there and be like, okay, well, I think about this. Like, I'm not doing that.
You didn't live our life.
My kids and I talk about this a lot when they're crying and they're feeling emotional. I'm like, it's okay. I literally say, this is your body detoxing something. I don't know what you're feeling right now. What are you feeling right now? It's coming out they start crying and they release it. And I've told that to my husband, like,
that's good.
Your body is literally detoxing when you're crying, but it's detoxing those emotions. It doesn't feel like that because I'm crying. It's a physical thing.
So good.
But it's a tactile image of what's really happening. Those are your emotions. I don't know if anybody's seen Harry Potter, but the tears come out. Like locked in. That's your memories and that's your emotions. So
I love
we
that.
Have that talk a lot.
Well, and I encourage women too. And one of the things that one of my powers is I just give you permission to find what it is that you need to do.
Permission is huge.
Because some people heal themselves with alone time. Some people need to be around friends. But whatever that is for you, I'm like, you have my permission. Part of our plan is if it takes you 5 minutes or 10 minutes, if you need to go hide in your closet, you go hide in your closet and you cry. Because we as women, we're all really tough and we want to, put on this persona. But for me, I will just tell my husband, I have to go to the closet for a second because I'm about to lose it. And I will go in my closet and I will ugly cry for 2 or 3 minutes and I'm good. Yeah. And I come out and I feel better and he's like, you're right. And he's like, is there anything, my husband's great. He's like, is there anything I can do for you? I'm like, nope. And so it's finding okay, at this point, I'm trying to release, so I need to cry. At this point, I run a lot. So I'm like, I need to go run.
Have you always been a runner?
No.
Okay.
I hate running.
I do too. But it's encouraging to hear that you can actually, but I mean, I can imagine that it would be really meditative and releasing. So
I'm not a runner.
Yeah.
Not a runner.
Not a runner, you just run.
I run, and because it's cheap for the most part, except for the shoes. And I really love being outside, and I feel like more people need to go outside. We talk about that at the appointment.
Yeah.
But it's like myself permission to just go. So
speaking of being outside, the winter, the sun is not out as much. I get seasonal depression for sure. What can I do to help get outside more? But is there anything else that you can do to kind of help?
Yeah.
When there's just not a lot of sunlight?
Yeah. So I always encourage people, what makes you happy? What gives you the happy feels or the joy or whatever that is? Do more of that. If it's reading more books, if it's watching, whatever that is, do that. But also, supplements are great. You guys have a lot of really good vitamins and supplements that you can take, but there's also grounding mats. So they simulate walking outside. So I'm sure you guys know this, but grounding is walking around outside barefoot. We don't do that anymore. Right. And that affects your mood, and that affects seasonal depression. And so what I tell people is grounding mats and grounding sheets are amazing.
Okay.
And that helps with that, getting good sleep. Some people really like the sun simulating lights.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I have not used those. Some people that I love them, I can't speak to that.
I used to work in the basement when I did sleep research medicine, and I ended up getting one because there were no windows. And I was working during the daytime, and so having that, it was a noticeable difference. You have to be really close to it, though. It has to be within a foot or two of your face because your eyes need to absorb that. So, Yeah. That's
Well, and
just
red light
filling
therapy
up
too
what
is really
works.
great.
Okay.
And that's becoming a lot more easy to get a hold of. So there's red light therapy lamps or beds or whatever. I mean, there's a lot of places around here to do red light, but you can have one in your house.
And red light kind of stimulates the dawn dusk sunlight, right?
Yeah, well,
Or
yes,
is
but
that-
it's more like cell stimulation. It's more like a cellular healing, mitochondria healing is what that does.
If anybody owns a red light company and they want to
There you
have us
go!
do any sort of
These are your guys. That's right.
sponsorship, let
That's
us know.
right. Absolutely. These are your girls. These are your girls. Yes. Yeah. So those would be what I would do.
Okay.
Especially when you're feeling sad. Like sometimes I feel like we need to feel the feels, but also why am I feeling?
Right.
One of the things I talk about in the appointments is everything's information gathering for me. But like when we talk about nutrition, like earlier we were talking about food, what do you crave? And so we've been taught most of our life that our cravings mean that we're nutrient deficient, which yes or no. For women, a lot of times it's attached to an emotion because we've attached an emotion to that food. So if you crave salty food or chocolate or whatever, is it because that your emotion of eating chocolate makes you feel really good?
Yeah.
What's truffles?
Yeah.
For the last 3 weeks, I cannot get enough
Some truffles?
truffle.
I love that.
I love
I'm gonna have
truffles.
to dive into
love
that.
Anytime I
truffle.
see something truffle on a restaurant menu, I'm like, yeah, that'll do.
I love that. I love that. But it's just like identifying that type of thing. That's learning to listen to your body. And so one of the things we talk about, sleep is a big deal. This time of year. And when we talk about detoxifying, since that's what we're talking about, your body was created to detoxify at night. So one of the questions I ask my clients is, do you wake up rested? If not, why not? Do you wake up often? And if so, what time do you wake up? Because there's this whole Chinese science clock behind it. And I think I showed it to y'all.
Yeah, I
And
remember
so
talking about this now.
if you wake up at a certain time, that is your body saying, I can't detox your liver or whatever it is, so I have to wake you up. Even if it's okay, well, I just have to pee. Really, we should be sleeping through the night. But your body's saying, I can't detox this organ, so I got to wake you up. Sorry.
Yeah. It's like a signal, hey.
It is. It is. So I will say, and I know that it's true because when I would have a glass of wine before bed, I used to do that a lot. I would always wake up at around 2 o'clock, which is when your liver detox. Every single time. And this was before I did this. And now that I was that's why I woke up, because that is when your liver detox. So anyway, so just a little FYI for those of y'all. Sleep matters.
Yeah. Okay. What is 4:30?
Small intestines and bladder.
Okay. You're always so reassuring of all
It's a great question. But I have it on my Facebook page too. I posted about it just because it's really cool.
Yeah.
So I don't like for people to wake up and look at their clocks, but if you're constantly do it, your body's trying to tell you something, and it's the only way that it can get your attention. We kind of live in a society where it's we're supposed to be tired all the time. No, you're not.
And we kind of drown out all of our natural signals. It's getting more in tune with your body, I feel is a learned skill.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Which we're not taught.
No.
No.
Or maybe we are as children. Yeah. I feel like my children are more in tune with what's going on. But maybe so.
That's because you guys are awesome.
Yeah. That's
Open
true.
that up. Take credit for
All right.
Yeah, for real. For real. Well, just like you were talking about, how you help your kids deal with their emotions. I love that. I love that.
Emotionally competent.
All right, I know. A little bit
Yes.
better than us.
Yeah.
Information a little bit better. That's
Yes,
awesome.
yeah. But we need to do that too as women.
Yes.
We need that release, whatever it is. For me, I have found it in running in this season of my life. That's not for everybody,
Right.
So I just always encourage, find something that you love to do and do that, because if you hate it, then you're never going to do it. Right. But also, you also have to be willing to try new things in order to find the thing that you like.
Yes.
So if you're new to working out, and I'm just talking about activity in general, if you're new to walking, try that. If you hate it, then don't do it. Do something else. Maybe you're a weightlifter. Maybe you like to do classes. Maybe you like to meditate. I don't care. But I just encourage people, find something that you like to do and do that, because if you don't like it, then you're never going to do it.
Yep. 100%.
Yeah.
Enjoy yourself.
That's right.
Fulfillment is 2025's theme.
Yeah.
Right. The other thing about detoxing that I wanted to mention too is a lot of people don't detox the right way. So we think, okay, we take a couple pills or do all this thing. But binders are huge. And I know that y'all have some in your shop.
Okay.
So binders bind. I know it's a big shock, right?
What?
So, but when you cleanse, sometimes that's why you have diarrhea, because there's nothing catching what you're cleansing.
Oh my God.
So anytime I have somebody cleanse, I always have them take a binder with it, because it's the activated charcoal, it's bentonite clay, some of it's humic or fulvic acid and chlorella and all of that. But what that does is it works in conjunction with your cleanse to help detoxify you, because that binders will bind to the parasites and bind to the heavy metals and bind to the herbicides and help you flush them, while the supplements are like, okay, parasites bad, grab, binder says grab, let's get rid of it.
Wow.
And so most people don't do that correctly. And so I always encourage people to always do a binder. So anytime you see me and I recommend a cleanse, I'm like, we're going to have to do a binder.
Okay.
And it makes
so
a
glad
huge
you're
difference.
sharing this information. One of my goals for this podcast is to have it be a resource library. And when people come in and they're like, I want to do a detox, I'm like, I have not gone through the training that you have to be like, oh yeah, go ahead and do this detox, you'll be all right. I'll just be honest, But to be able to refer them back to this episode and be like, go listen to this episode, all about detox and and the benefit of binding. Like, I feel like I'm learning a lot. I'm really grateful for you sharing this.
You guys are sweet. I love it. I love being here. Love it so much. But so it's just important. So that's why a lot of people are like, well, I don't want to have diarrhea. Well, that's not the entire purpose.
Right. Yeah, because that doesn't make sense, because you don't want to be losing, electrolytes and all of that,
Right. And I have had people, this is going to gross some people out, but when you pass parasites, like sometimes you see them in your poop. If you like to dig through your poop, it's fine. I have had pictures sent to me from people, and I'm like, I really appreciate that, but you don't have to send me pictures. It's okay. I believe you.
It's like a trophy.
It is.
Look, are you proud of me?
Yeah.
If you want to keep it, you can put it in some salt water.
Yes. So I always just laugh about that.
Gross.
So just FYI.
I studied parasitology in college and worked in the hospital laboratory, so I've seen my fair share of intestinal parasites, and they're not cute, guys.
They're so cool to see on a microscope, though.
Well, some of them are big.
They're huge.
Huge worms. Yeah, like just giant
Kind of cute.
worm balls.
I'm the weirdo.
Yeah.
So
I want to see everything.
so my history was I was a vet tech for 12 years.
So you've seen it.
I took dog and cat and all the kinds of parasites, and I thought it was so cool to see them on them. I was like, ooh, that is so cool.
The little eggs, especially like the whipworm.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it was fascinating
I
to me.
have a few favorite eggs.
Yes.
They're cool.
Me too. They hatched. They're at home.
That's funny. There was a show we had to watch. It was called Monsters Inside Me.
Oh yeah, I love that show.
Yeah. So that's like all about intestinal parasites. Y'all go watch that.
Highly recommend. Yes.
That's funny. I love it. I love it.
Yeah. Are there any other?
The only other thing I was going to talk about is like, what can you expect after cleanse? So we talked about like emotional cleansing.
Like how do you know it worked?
How do we know it works? Okay, so what I expect to see with people, again, this is not ever going to be a quick fix. So I ask people to give me 3 weeks of adherence to our plan, adherence to the vitamins, the supplements, the cleanse, and the binder. Give me 3 weeks. And if after 3 weeks you don't feel better, this is yet to happen yet, we'll change some things. But after 3 weeks, it gives your body the opportunity to kind of adjust, okay? So what do we see after all of this? Better health, obviously. I have a lot of people that have better energy. They have a lot more clarity. They just feel better. They sleep better. You actually are able to recover a lot faster from whatever daily activities that you do. That recovery time is cut down because now once we get those toxicities out, your body can now recognize that's a toxin. And it's no longer like, well, I'm just used to it, so now I just hold on to it. Now it recognizes it as a toxin, and it's able to get rid of it a lot easier. Weight loss is a fantastic side effect of cleansing and detoxing, especially emotional detoxing. Weight loss is a huge part, because once you're able to cleanse and detox, before you even do like a huge vitamin or supplement plan, it helps your body be able to absorb what you do take. you know, because you can go and get all the tonics and vitamins and supplements, and they're great for you. But if all these toxicities are overwhelming your body can't use that. So it all sounds really great, and you can spend hundreds of dollars, but your body can't use it.
If it's clogged.
If it's exactly. And so that's what, and lower stress, lower anxiety, lower cortisol, like all of those things. All of those things is what I see with people. Is it's like, I didn't know I could feel this good. Like, I just feel so much better. I see a lot of hormone balancing, even just with cleansing, before we even touch the hormones on women, because parasites affect hormones. Parasites cause inflammation. Heavy metals affect hormones. Like, we just don't, I feel like those are all the things that we just kind of brush aside because nobody wants to think that we have toxins inside of our body, which we're gross people. We're gross.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest. If you have kids, you know we're gross. Yeah. Kids are gross. So that's just life. So it does help with hormones as well. So yeah.
Awesome.
Amazing.
Yes.
This has been so informational. I am just so glad that you came and sat down with us.
I really appreciate the opportunity.
I just had one last question. Do you have anything coming up for the community?
So I'm working on, I would love to put together like just an educational conference. But I'm always open to coming to talk to businesses. So right now, I'm just trying to get my name out there as a business, as a resource, partnering with people like you guys, because you guys are so awesome and everything in your shop I want people to go buy.
Make sure you sign up for the affiliate link.
I need to do that. That's right. I need to do that. But my biggest thing is just networking and just letting people know I'm here, I'm available, I'm affordable, and I'm a person just like you are.
That's amazing.
So.
I love that. I feel like you're not putting yourself on a pedestal.
No.
You know, I feel down to earth. I feel you're easy to talk to.
Thank you.
Like comfortable. I think that's really
appreciate that.
really great. Because like don't get me wrong, I love people that are very knowledgeable, but when you get too high on your horse, it's like, gosh, just come to my level.
Absolutely.
I agree. I appreciate that, and it's been such an honor to be here.
So where can we reach you? What's your socials, phone number, email, whatever you want to share?
Well, y'all can ask them. My business card's in their shop. I'm on Facebook, A Rooted Body, and I have a website, arootedbody.com, and then email arootedbody@gmail.com. So pretty easy. All of it's the same name. So you can email me. My number's on there. My work number's on there. You can message me. I do have, I run, I don't want to say it's a special, but like if you are like super skeptical, all right, and you just want to talk to me, I do a free like 10 to 15 minute consultation over the phone, or we can do Zoom or whatever, just in case you're like, meh. I don't know that's really where I want to be. I can meet you guys at their shop, and I could even just show you some of the amazing stuff that they have. So I'm here to be available.
Wonderful.
We love that. And we will put all of her information in the comments on YouTube and
on all
Spotify
the places.
And
We will get it out there.
All the places. It'll be in the,
That's right.
In the thing.
Thank you so much, Amanda.
Thank you guys so much. It was such a pleasure. You're the best.
Time with us.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Wonderful.